My father died waiting for you." The boy's hand is flat against the car door before the driver can close it. Marcus Whitfield freezes half inside the seat. Nobody moves, not the driver, not the boy. For 3 full seconds, neither does Marcus. "Excuse me," he finally says. "You don't remember him. He remembered you every single day for 6 months, until the day he died." The boy's hand tightens around something in his pocket. His voice doesn't shake, but his knuckles do. Marcus straightens up out of the car. "I think you have the wrong man. Foreman, Site 4, Riverside Build." The boy doesn't blink. "He called your office 19 times. Nobody ever put him through. I don't personally handle every call that comes into that building." Marcus hears how it sounds the second it leaves his mouth. Thin, rehearsed, exactly like something his legal team would tell him to say. The boy lets that sit for a second before he answers. "He fell through a floor that wasn't supposed to open for another 2 weeks. There's a report. Somebody signed off on it 2 days before he died. Said the delay could wait." Marcus's jaw locks. 2 days. Someone had 2 days and chose the schedule instead. "I don't know anything about a report," Marcus says, quieter now. "He kept saying you would fix it if he could just get you on the phone." The boy pulls a photograph out of his jacket, edges soft and gray from being folded and refolded. He doesn't hold it up for the cameras. He holds it up for Marcus, hand trembling just slightly at the corner. "This is why he kept calling. He said you'd remember his face if you ever saw it again." Marcus looks down. His breath stops in his chest. He does know that face, but not from Site 4, not from Riverside, not from any building he's ever broken ground on. He last saw it the night his own signature went missing, from a report that should have stopped construction. Marcus reaches for his wallet before he reaches for the truth. "Let my office handle this. Whatever your family needs, stop." The boy's voice cuts through before he finishes. "That's exactly what my father said you'd do." Marcus's hand freezes halfway to his pocket. "He didn't want your money," the boy says. "He wanted you to remember his name." Marcus can't answer that. For the first time in years, a number isn't the thing that fixes it. He can't sit through another meeting knowing what's sitting in that folder somewhere on the 41st floor. 3 hours later, he's alone in the records room, pulling the Site 4 file himself for the first time since he was 26. The safety report is inside, a signature at the bottom, not his. Relief hits him first, fast and cheap. Someone else cleared the delay, someone else let a man walk onto a floor that wasn't ready. Then he sees the sticky note clipped to the back page, his own handwriting. "Push the schedule, can't lose the tenant." M.W. The relief doesn't just disappear, it curdles. 9 days before the collapse, not an assistant, not a site manager covering a deadline. Him. Something else is tucked beneath the report. A second photograph, older, softer at the corners. Marcus stares at it without picking it up. 2 men in hard hats stand in front of a half-built structure. He doesn't recognize the moment right away. He turns the photo toward the light, searching the younger face for something familiar, and it takes almost a full minute before it lands. One of the men is grinning at the camera. The other is a foreman pulling him out of a collapsed trench, both of them covered in dust. Marcus knows exactly which day that was. It was his very first job site, 22 years ago. The day this same man saved his life before Marcus owed him anything at all. The man who died waiting for a phone call is the same man who once didn't wait to pull him out of the ground. His phone buzzes on the table. Unknown number. "There's something else your father wanted you to see." Marcus's chair scrapes back so fast it nearly falls. He grabs the folder and runs for the elevator, checking the security feed on his phone as it drops floor by floor. The lobby camera, the exact spot where the boy was standing 20 minutes ago. The spot is empty. The boy is gone, and whoever just texted him knows Marcus opened that file before he even closed it. The door opens before Marcus can knock a second time, like someone's been standing behind it, waiting. "You took your time," the man in the doorway says, broad shoulders, work boots by the mat, a face that's spent more years exhausted than not. He reaches into a drawer by the entryway without breaking eye contact, and Marcus doesn't know if it's a weapon or a memory until the man pulls out an old phone instead. "Name's Ray, worked the trench with your foreman 22 years ago, same crew that pulled you out." Marcus holds up the folder. "I thought I knew what happened here." "No," Ray says. "You knew what you wrote, took a folder to admit it, Took him 19 calls to get ignored. The boy appears behind Ray's shoulder, quiet. Arms crossed the way kids cross their arms when they're bracing for something. Ray hands Marcus the old phone. Before you say anything else, listen to this. Marcus presses play. His own foreman's voice comes through, worn thin with static, recorded 4 days before the collapse. Mr. Whitfield, it's Elijah again. Floor 6 isn't safe. I know the schedule matters, but I need 5 minutes of your time before somebody gets hurt. Marcus doesn't move for a long moment after it ends. He left 18 more just like it, Ray says. Nobody ever forwarded them to your desk. That one's the only one I kept. Marcus sits down on the front step without being asked, the folder still in his lap. Elijah's voice still sitting in his chest like something lodged there. 3 days pass before he can stand in front of a camera and say any of it out loud. At the press conference at Site 4, there's no script in his hand. He plays the voicemail first, lets the whole crowd hear it before he says a single word of his own. Then he reads the sticky note aloud, in his own handwriting, in front of every reporter, who came expecting an apology and got a confession instead. He announces an independent safety review across every property he owns, a fund for every worker's family on every site, and a scholarship in Elijah's name. It isn't enough, he knows that, but it's the first true thing he's said in years. After the cameras clear, Ray hands him one last thing, a hard hat, scratched and sun-faded, a name stenciled across the back in marker that's held up better than it should have. Marcus turns it slowly in his hands, tracing the letters with his thumb before he can bring himself to say anything. He kept wearing this, Marcus says, even after everything. Man believed in showing up, Ray says, even when nobody showed up for him. The boy steps forward and takes the hard hat back gently, holding it the way some kids hold a trophy, and some kids hold the last thing they have left of somebody. He said you'd remember his face one day, the boy says. He never said it'd take a folder and a dead man to do it. Marcus crouches down to the boy's eye level, the first time all week he's looked at anyone instead of a screen. I can't give him back to you, Marcus says, but I can make sure nobody else has to leave 19 messages just to be heard. He looks at the hard hat one last time. Then, before he walks away, he says the name out loud, slow, like it costs him something to finally get it right. Elijah Carter. The boy smiles for the first time all week.